Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Happy New Year and all that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't resist it. I was like, I couldn't resist it. Everybody made a New Year resolution that they're not going to be able to keep, uphold to. You're all disgusting people. Everybody that made a New Year's resolution is a disgusting person. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that tonight. This is the Isupk law class out of North Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We're going to jump straight into it. We Psalms 19 and 7. We're going to cover New Year's. You know what I'm saying? We're going to cover New Year's because every year people, you know what I mean, they start making plans and lists of things to do better. I want to lose weight. I want to get smarter. I want to graduate. I want to get more money. I want to do this. I want to do that. Everybody makes a resolution to do something, but nobody ever thinks on what the appropriate thing is to actually do or what somebody should actually be resolute about. What should you be sure about? What should you dedicate your life to? You know what I mean? So let's get that going.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. I'm saying, so when you look at a resolution means I want to change. This is something I wasn't doing in 2024, and now I want to do it in 2025. That's a resolution, right? So you want to change. But the only problem is, how many times have you said, I'm going to do this, and you never do it? I'm going to do that, and then you never do it, right? That's why you have to make a new resolution every year. The people making these resolutions are not accomplishing their goals every year. 2019, I said I'm gonna do this, I did. 2020, I said I'm gonna do this, and I did it. 2021, that's not. That has never been what's happening. You make resolutions every year because you never stuck to it the past 5 years. You never did, right? Because it's all based on your vein. That could be turned off. Let's turn it. Show. Yeah, turn it down. Put it on eco. You know what I mean? It has never been the case. Not never. You know what I'm saying? So read that scripture again in Psalms, and we're going to read what can actually change somebody.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. Meaning, all your efforts of getting money, your efforts of changing your body, that you keep failing, that's nice. And you get to just fail and keep trying that every year. But there's something that is perfect and will convert what you actually need to convert, which is your soul, the things that you do, your body. You need to control your body and your mind and convert them into the ways of the Lord. And a New Year's resolution ain't going to do that. That's why everybody says, I want more money. I want to be skinnier. Because these are things, I can just go to the gym and I can just get skinny. I could go get this new job and I get more cash. But you never say, I want to stop being a disgusting person. The drug dealer never makes a New Year's resolution and says, for my New Year's resolution, I want to stop killing crackheads. I want to stop people. I don't want people to die because my drugs is laced. You understand? I want to stop being a scourge to my community. Whores don't never say, I want to get off the pole. I want to stop sleeping with 1 million men. Y'all never say that. Nobody ever says, I want to actually change my life. Everybody just says, I want to do whatever the hell they do. I want to get some money. Nobody wants to convert their soul to the law of God. And that is really the problem with your New Year's resolution, because everybody that made one is a disgusting person. And nobody wants to change for the Father, for our God. But everybody wants to change for their own vain glory.
Right.
Their own vain, your weight loss goals, your monetary goals. You want to change for whatever the hell you got going on. You want to cut, I'm cutting people off 2025. We're not bringing this into 2025. Grown men saying it now. That should be something reserved for the women. And you got grown men on the internet saying 2025, let's leave that behind. Let's leave that behind in 2024. We're not going to do this. Man, shut up. Shut up. Why don't you tell black men how to be black men? Why don't you convert the soul? Why don't you stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? You know what your resolution should be? Next year, don't celebrate Christmas. Christmas was 7 days ago. How about next year you don't celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving? Celebrating genocide, you understand? And false gods. How about you make that your resolution? No, your resolution is all vain things. Good.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
It would be 1 John 5:3. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. So you saying, well, I don't know how to do this and how to do that. I'm unsure how to do these things. What am I supposed to do? What should be your resolution? Let's look up the definition of resolute. Let's get resolute so we can understand what y'all are doing. Admirably purposeful, determined, and unwavering. You hear that, Ayash?
Come. The book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
That says the love of God is that we keep his commandments. And remember, it says resolute is admirably unwavering determination. You understand? That's resolute, meaning my resolution is something I'm going to do. Y'all are going to admire me for this thing that I'm about to do. People are going to be proud of me for this thing that I'm about to do. That is what resolutions are supposed to be. I am resolute to stop doing crime. I am resolute to stop being an alcoholic, stop being a whore. Those things are resolute, right? Those have unwavering determination to make the people that believe in you proud, right? That's a resolution, man. And all y'all resolutions is about cash, who you're going to cut off, who you're not going to cut off. We're not taking, man, I mean, they post pictures of celebrities every year in the month of December. Whatever celebrity had the most gossip, they put the picture on the internet and say, we leaving them in 2024. Well, no, you're not. They're going to be alive in 2025. What are you talking about? Ayash?
As usual, you know, Uncle Murder drops no music all year, and he drops a song at the end. He dropped a song on the radio the other night.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. There's no Uncle Murder slander on this channel. You understand? Let me be clear.
All the drama that happened in 2020.
Yeah, Uncle Murder he does the wrap up, the yearly wrap up.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's song of the year?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But people try to leave celebrities in last year. Oh, this celebrity had a whole lot of drama. We leaving them in 2024. When we leave you in 2024? How many rides have you had in 2024? How much crab did you eat? Constantly at Booking Ring. Constantly at the seafood spot. We can't leave you in 2024. Why can't you get left there? You understand? All the brothers that's selling all the drugs in the community, y'all should get left in 2024. We blaming, we looking at celebrities and saying, we're going to lead them in 2024. How about you leave all of your bad ways in 2024? How about you do that? How about you serve God? Because remember, we just said resolute is what, Ayash? Unwavering determination to do something admirable. It is admirable for a drug dealer to stop dealing drugs. For a drug dealer to be convinced selling drugs is how I got to feed my family. For him to find out he's destroying his community and then to say, I will no longer deal drugs. I will go get an honest job. The money not going to be as fast. The money not going to be as large, but I will go and get an honest job. That is admirable. You understand? That right there is admirable, and people don't want that to be so. People don't want that to be so, man. This damn thing keep tripping up.
Like if a man in the world does that, does the Lord have the angels take note of that? Even though he's not in the truth?
What do you mean?
Like if somebody begins to start doing righteous stuff, the only thing missing is for him to come into the truth. But do the Lord still acknowledge that?
Okay, righteousness ain't really okay. When you doing righteous stuff, what do you mean?
Something admirable, like you said. Like let's say if you.
I mean, it's possible for you to do something admirable and not be in the truth. Like you got food donation programs that give out food to the homeless, right? But they're not in the school. But what does the Lord say? Man shall not live off of bread alone.
Right.
You understand? So you feeding people bread, that's good. People do need bread to live. But what's more important than bread is that living water. There's those laws, statutes, commandments. Acknowledging that your king is Christ. Acknowledging that the Jews are black. Those things are more important than the literal bread you can give somebody. It's possible for you to do good things, right? And not be in the school, right? But what does that really amount to? Christ said many people should say, Lord, Lord, I have done these things in your name. He's going to say, I never knew you. He's going to say, I'm good with God. I feed the homeless. I'm good with God. I gave $1 to that man on the highway. I'm good with God. He know my heart. Even though I eat crab, I participate at the food pantry every week. That's not how that works. You understand? So you can do good things and the Lord still rejects you because you're not doing everything he told you to do.
Right.
Like the scripture says, he who teacheth someone to break the least of the law, the smallest part of the law, is worse than a sinner. You're worse than him. Because you know, like, give me that in Matthew. We're going to pull that in Matthew since you brought that question up. We're going to pull that in Matthew. Give me 1 second. He that teacheth. Teacheth. Let me see. 1 second. Matthew. Say. Give me Matthew 5 and 19. Matthew 5 and 19. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments,
Not the biggest one, the what?
the least commandment,
Something that you think, a least commandment is something that you think is small. Right? Something you think is small, because you have people that do what? There's some people that not being able to eat tuna breaks their heart. I know people who have left the truth over not being able to eat tuna, or have not came in, calling into radio shows and classes, arguing about that damn piece of fish. And you know you can't eat that. And they don't come into school off of, of course, there's probably something else, but you can't eat tuna. Oh, they don't got the truth. And they go and do something else. They go and listen to what they want to listen to. Somebody that'll tell them tuna's okay. Because to them, that's a big deal. A least commandment is something that you think is small. Like, why is it a big deal if I can eat, if I gotta eat, if I can't? It's like, why is it a big deal if I want to eat tuna? Why is it a big deal if I want a tattoo? I'm not going to kill nobody. I'm not going to unalive anybody. I just want a little tattoo, right? You understand? Why can't I rob the 7-Eleven when they've been robbing black people our whole life? I mean, come on, it's almost fair. Almost fair. You understand?
Yeah.
That's a least commandment. If you teach somebody to do something that you consider small, but the Lord said, don't break this law. Read on.
Come. And shall teach men so.
And you teach people, hey man, you're gonna get that tattoo, man. Hey man, you can't have 2 wives, man. It ain't that big a deal. Ain't you happy with one? Why can't you just be happy with one? And you teach men they cannot have a second wife. Good.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
You're the least in the kingdom of heaven. I don't care that you don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. You ain't getting the shape up. That doesn't matter. You understand? It don't matter if you are picking and choosing which laws you're gonna break.
Right.
None of that matters. So you can do some good. You can do some good, but if you are not following these laws to a T, the Isupk under Commander Junior High is the only school that is stamped to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to a T. I can't. You understand? The community might look at you and go, yay, he's a great guy. The Lord ain't looking at you like that. You know what I'm saying? Good.
Example of a least commandment, right? General Muhammad brought out a clip saying there's been sisters that's in the IURC been coming forward and doing interviews with Commander General Hunter, breaking their non-disclosure agreement because the IURC makes them sign a non-disclosure.
You got to sign an NDA to join the Purple Police.
Yeah, because they've been passing sisters around.
So the Diddy party.
Yeah. And they've been doing Diddy-like stuff, passing sisters around, right? Within the circle of brothers, like, and they would look at that as a least commandment. You're not supposed to cover thy neighbor's wife. The last one she saw, that's her husband. So
because
that's an example of
to them, sanctified marriage is a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's small because why can't? So they'll tell you can't have multiple women, but then they'll trade women around so you can only have one. You understand? That is a white man's philosophy.
Right.
White man came with the philosophy of if you want another one, you have to divorce the first one. Mm-hmm. That is not originally our law, our custom, our culture. It's not. It's not in our book of law. You understand? Our book of law, you sleep with her, you're with her for the rest of your life. If you want another one, you go get another. But you still have to keep the first one. If you want a third one, a fourth one, you have to keep the other 3 as well still.
Sure.
That's our law. The white man's law is, you would like another wife? Divorce the first one. Y'all having it, first of all, his law is if you're having a disagreement, divorce. Divorce. Y'all can't reconcile, divorce. and then go get you another. And then you wait when the same thing happened with her, divorce. You understand? That comes from him. And that, like I said, any law that you think is the least. So if you think it's not a big deal that a man should only be able to have one, why are you so greedy? To some brother that think like that, he think it's not a big deal for him to teach somebody else that having multiple women is unlawful. To him, it's not a big deal. You understand?
Sure.
Somebody else might think, oh, a shape up ain't that big a deal, bro. Relax. It's just the corner of my head, bro. I'm following everything else, bro. And what you'll find is those men who say that they're following everything else are never following it. Every sin that you do is a gateway to the next sin. Every time. You're either in the truth or you are not in the truth. There's no tippy-toe total line. You understand? Every sin you do is a gateway to the next sin. What order you go in is completely up to you and your demon. But whatever sin you are committing, thinking, I'm going to be in the truth, but I'm just going to eat this tuna on the low. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to teach people, that's all right. Because I'm going to say I'm in the truth because I watch Isupk videos. You know what I'm saying? It's a sin to eat. Next, that tuna won't bring you to marijuana. That marijuana won't bring you to rob the 7-Eleven. That rob the 7-Eleven won't bring you to being a homosexual. You understand? It's just going to happen like that. You understand? The Lord wants you either in the truth or out of the truth. Christ said, I'm going to spit you out if you won't. You understand? Drop that. Give me go back to 1 John 5:3. Because now, like I said, when it comes to resolutions, you absolutely should be sure about something. Resolute about something. There's something you should absolutely be undeniable, unwavering determination to complete.
Yeah. It's the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
But this is the love of God. He about to break it down. Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments.
Why did I bring this up? Because the people who I'm talking to about their resolutions, they're going to say, but I love God. You understand? You talking about this law, statutes, and commandments crap. I love the Lord and the Lord loves me. And God is love. And I'm making a resolution about my weight. I'm making a resolution about my money. Does not mean that I don't love the Lord, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Because you're listening to a man. White, you'll listen to another man, a white man say, this is the new year. December 31st, New Year's Eve, January 1st is New Year's Day. And you're celebrating it by making a resolution. It's the same way how you cook a turkey on Thanksgiving. It's the same way how you put a tree up and put presents under the tree on Christmas. This is how you celebrate New Year's. And New Year's is not in the Bible to be celebrated. Even if January 1st was New Year's, it's not in the Bible to be celebrated. And then on top of that, January 1st is not New Year's. Everything is dead outside. The trees are dead. The leaves are brown and on the ground. The branches are barren. The bees are gone. The flowers are gone. The birds go south. You understand? They go where it's warmer at. You understand? Because in the winter time, most places in the earth, or there's a fair amount of places in the earth that receive snow and cold weather. You understand? And this is not considered new. New Year is when everything dies and it starts to come back, which is usually what? That's what you call spring. What you call spring, because the plants and the trees spring forth, that is closer to the actual New Year.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That is closer to the actual New Year as is biblically stated. You understand? So everybody celebrating New Year is disgusting. It is disgusting, and you need to stop doing it. All right? So when you say I love God, you only love him if you follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. If you don't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, you don't love the Lord don't love you, and he don't know you. And your resolution is a declaration against him. You are directly going against the Lord if you made a New Year's resolution. If you said on January 1st, I'm going to start doing this, you are against God. Because whatever you're going to say, you could have been did that. And then on top of that, you're not saying on January 1st, I'm going to stop being a whore. You're talking about, I'm going to stop eating pasta. He don't care if you eat pasta. The Lord don't care if you eat spaghetti every damn night. He don't give a damn. He don't care if you eat spaghetti every night. The Lord cares if you stop being a whore,
Right.
stop being a drug dealer, a gang banger, stop doing it. You understand?
Right.
We don't.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandments are not. It's not even grievous. Meaning, it's not to grieve your soul. You're like, oh my gosh, I gotta get up and go to work. I gotta go to slave. You know why? Because you view work like a grievous thing. And the Christian church has conditioned us to view serving the Lord like a grievous thing.
Right.
You can't follow the Lord. The Lord is too hard. That's why Christ died, so you could be disgusting. Christ died so you could be nasty and do whatever the hell you want, and you never have to truly follow the Lord. That's why Christ died. That's why he died. That is what the church is going to teach you. So now, if you try to follow the laws of God, the church is ringing in your ear saying, hey, you're doing something real, real hard, man. Hey, this is real hard. They're trying to stop you from shining. They're trying to keep you under the old law when that's not fair. Christ died so that you could be free. And they teach you that it's grievous when it's not grievous. You understand?
Yeah.
There's nothing grievous about it, man. There's nothing grievous about following this law. If you really want to make a New Year's resolution, man, and this is not me really telling you to make one. If you want to be resolute about something, how about be resolute about keeping rod out your mouth, whore? The brother that's a part of the ABC community, why don't you make a change to your life? How about you do that? Be resolute about that. Do you understand? The brother serving the drugs, how about you be resolute? Go get a job. Stop serving auntie all the goddamn cocaine. You serve all the cocaine up and down the goddamn strip. It's all you. Everybody know you big plug and you happy about it. How about you change your life? Don't nobody care if your New Year's resolution is I'm going to see my daughter more. Brother, you serve drugs. What are you talking about? The Lord does not care about you going to see your daughter because you're killing all of his daughters and his sons.
Right.
He doesn't care. Yeah.
That was in on that.
God, give me 1 John 2 and 3. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. We're going to teach tonight because let me tell you something too. We're going to get to it. A man, there's things that a man should absolutely dedicate his life towards, but it's just not what y'all make resolutions about. It's not. And even sisters, we put it on sisters for a second. There's things that you should dedicate your life towards. There's things you should absolutely have unwavering resolute to do. I will do this for sure. And I'm telling you, it's not cut people off. You understand? That's the famous one for women. I'm going to cut this person off. I'm going to cut 2025. I ain't taking no crap. Oh, okay, I guess. Whatever. What you talking about? So you still going to have 7 boyfriends this year? You see what I'm saying? Oh, you can't nobody step on you. 7 boyfriends and 2 girlfriends this year. Read.
Collins, book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
And hereby we do know that we know him. This is how you know the Lord. Because when I say, I know the Lord knows me. I know God. I know God. What he's saying is garbage. Yeah.
If we keep his commandments.
If you do what?
If we keep his commandments.
That's how God knows you. God knows you if you keep his commandments. So if you think you can make a New Year's resolution because you have a personal relationship with God, like you women love being married to Jesus Christ. You're not married to Christ. It's not your husband. You have all the damn orgasms in the church, getting up, stomping your feet, calling the Holy Spirit. Stop. Stop. You understand? Like, please stop. Follow the laws of God, and then he'll know you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
Then he'll know you. But you can't say he knows you just because you decided to get up, stomp your feet, and gyrate all over the place and call it the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
1 John 2 and 3. If you say you know the Lord, but you don't keep his commandments, you're a liar. You are lying, and that is a liar. You do not know the Lord if you are not keeping his commandments. 2 and 3.
Okay.
1 John chapter 2, verse 3. You already there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like.
I'll just go to the next verse.
No, that's cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You're a liar. You're sitting there saying you know God, you're a liar. Read 2 and 3.
1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him. if we keep his commandments.
Yeah.
Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
The truth is not in you. You're a liar. You don't say the truth about things. If you're not keeping what's in the Bible, you are a liar and you don't tell the truth about stuff. So how the hell am I supposed to believe you're going to do your resolution? You're lying. What are you talking about? You're not going to do nothing you talked about. Go ahead.
Verse 5. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected.
But whoso keepeth his word is the love of God perfected in him. That's how you know God. Let me tell you something. You want to see the love of God? God is love. God is love. The love of God is perfected in a man who keeps his laws. It's perfected in a woman who keeps the laws. You'll see the perfect love of God when you see a soldier in Isupk. You see a sister in Isupk. When you see a brother or sister following everything in this book to a T, you have seen the perfection of the love of God.
Right.
It is perfect. Like Psalm said, converting the soul. That is what gets you to change. Not the fact that it's December 31st.
Right.
Go ahead.
Hereby know we that we are in him.
Hereby we know that we are in him. This is how you know you're in the Spirit of the Lord. This is how you know he's with you. Go ahead.
Verse 6. He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk, even as he walked.
Abide. What does abide mean? If I say this brother abides with me, that means he stays with me, right?
Right.
If you abide, you claiming that you abide with God, you should walk in the way that the Lord is telling you to walk. You should walk in the way that all the priests and prophets in this book walked. How in the hell are you going to say you are with God, but then you saying I don't have to walk like anybody in the Bible because Christ died, so I could be the only anomaly? All of these examples in this goddamn book. Let me tell you something. You know what this is akin to? This is, and y'all complain about this all the time, so the public should understand this when I say this. It is akin to getting a $300 textbook to study for math class. You study it. And when it comes time to take that end of the year test, almost nothing in that book is on that test. Nothing. And you feel like you wasted all your damn time. You're saying that the Bible is a waste of your damn time if you don't follow the Bible.
Right.
If you think the Lord put a Bible here, understand this. You think the Lord put the Bible here for you to not follow it. He put it here because he wanted you to know a good story. He's your nanny. And he wants you to have a good bedtime story. Isn't this cute? It'll make a good movie. That's not what the Bible is for. The Bible is a real historical account of a real people who struggled to follow the Lord. Do you understand that? That is what the Bible is. It is an instruction manual of following God. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. And people have taken it and started to say, I can do whatever the hell I want. Because remember that Christ got that came? Yeah, he died, so we ain't got to do nothing. You are essentially saying the Bible is as useless as your math textbook.
Right.
And the whole earth is going to understand me when I say that, because everybody complains about what? Learning stuff that you never used in school. They had me sitting up in here in these classes for an hour every 3 days a week. I got these damn classes for an hour, and I ain't used none of it. I don't use no math. Whatever I learned 8th, 9th grade, that's the last thing I use. I don't even use calculus every day.
Right.
You complain all the goddamn time. Why they teach me about Joan of Arc in social studies and history class? It does nothing for me now. They should have taught us taxes and finances and stocks. That's all people complain about, huh?
Yeah.
And you trying to say the Bible is like your useless textbook. And then at the same time, you trying to say, I know God. You don't know nothing. You know nothing. And it's disgusting. If you claim that you abide with the Lord, you will follow the Lord in the way that the priests and prophets inside this book follow the Lord. That includes Christ. Because why would Christ come to earth follow all the laws, statutes, and commandments, and then allow you to break them. You think you're a sucker. Drop that. Give me Romans 1 and 22.
God. The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they become fools.
You think you so smart, you became stupid. You so goddamn smart, and you love God, and God knows your heart. I'm gonna make this resolution and change my life because you think you so smart. You could do it all on your own, just you and a white man together, riding against the world. You're stupid. You're stupid. You made a New Year's resolution, and God hates it. He absolutely hates it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When you make a true oath to the Lord to change yourself, the Lord is pleased. You know why you don't? Because when you make an oath to the Lord, you can't break it like you break your New Year's resolution all the time. That's why you don't want to make an oath to the Lord. That's why you make a resolution every year. Because I can just lie to the earth and say that I'm going to do this amazing thing that is vain, this amazingly vain thing. And then you're never going to do it, and nobody's ever going to hold you accountable. That's why you do it every year. Because if you say, I'm going to serve God and stop being a disgusting sinner, then the Lord is going to hold you to it.
Right.
Read on.
Come. And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man.
Give me Acts 8 and 27. Stop thinking that you're so smart with your New Year's resolution, man. You're not. You're not. And it's okay because you have laws that can tell you exactly how to change yourself. I can tell you perfectly what you're supposed to be resolute about, what you're supposed to be unwavering about. And it's not the fact that you're going to cut off people that play with you. You understand? When are black people going to be resolute about serving God? When are we going to do that? When are we going to have undeniable, unwavering ability to serve the Lord? Want to serve the Lord? Read.
Come.
Now we're going to get into. We're going to get into right now is why you're doing the resolution. Go ahead. Other than the fact that the white man told you to. Okay?
It's the book of Acts, chapter 8, verse 27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, and eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for the worship.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 28 was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah the prophet. Verse 29. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest?
This is Philip, one of the prophets of the Lord, and he ran up to a brother who was riding by. He was riding by on his horse, and he started reading. The Spirit of the Lord told him, go unto that man. Go unto that man that has that Bible in his hand, reading Isaiah out loud. That's Isaiah in the Greek. He's reading Isaiah out loud, man.
Verse 31. And he said, how can I accept some man should guide me?
How can he say, do you understand what you're reading? This is what Philip said to the brother riding by on the horse. He said, I see you got that book in your hand. I see you got that book in your hand on December 31st. I know you was in church for Christmas. I know you was in church for Christmas Eve. I know. I understand. I know you was there. But do you know what you're reading? You understand? Do you know what you're reading?
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. And he said, how can I? Read that part again.
Come. Verse 31.
Philip asked him, he said, do you understand what you read? And what was that brother's response?
And he said, how can I accept some man should guide me?
How can I except some man should guide me? Meaning that brother was humble enough to admit, hey, I'm reading this book, but I don't understand everything I'm reading. I need somebody who knows this book to teach me. I need a prophet of the Lord to teach me this book. And that is the humility that the people who do New Year's resolutions do not have. That's why you want to cut everybody off and do all of this garbage, because you have no understanding of the Bible. So you have no understanding what you really should do and be resolute about. You don't know.
Right.
This brother was humble enough to say, I don't know what the hell to do, but I know I'm holding a book that has the power to change me, unlike a new year, in a whole different manner. Nothing like a new year, completely better than a new year. But I need somebody to teach me. When it comes to the new year, something extremely less powerful than the Bible, you know everything. You know exactly what you're supposed to be unwavering about, exactly what you're supposed to be strong about. It's disgusting. You understand? It's filthy and disgusting. Drop this. Give me Ecclesiastes 6 and 12. Black people are going to learn. We're going to learn eventually that the white man does not have our interest in his heart. So when he says make a New Year's resolution, he's really just conditioning you to lie to yourself for another 12 months. The gym is going to be full in January. Oh my goodness. February going to come. March. April won't come. You're going to be fat again. Go ahead. Because you're not making a resolution that you're really going to stick to. You're just lying to yourself that you're becoming a better person. That's what New Year's is about. I'm going to lie to myself and pretend like I'm going to become a better person. But you're not going to become a better person. You're the same drug addict, the same alcoholic, the same domestic abuser, the same whore, the same alcoholic. You're going to be the same one, the same gangbanger. You're the same one. You're the same. Go ahead. Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 12. 6 verse 12.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 12. For who knoweth what is good for a man in this life, all the days of his vain life, which he spendeth as a shadow.
Who knows what is good for a man in this vain life? Who knows what is good for a man? The Lord does. The Lord. The Lord knows what is perfect for a man in a life that is full of vanity. Beauty is vanity. Money is vanity. Land is vanity. Everything is vain. Everything is vain. What is the only thing that's truly not vain? That's right. That's the words of Solomon. Maybe drop this and give me Ecclesiastes 13. Because then when I used to read this, I used to be like, oh my gosh, Christians are going to read this and think this is a doomsday scripture. They're going to think, oh my, he's depressed. Solomon is depressed. That's why he said this. This is not the case. Read the last chapter of Ecclesiastes. What's the last chapter? 12 or 13? 12. 12, verse 12.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 12.
Actually, hold on 1 second. It's a couple different scriptures I need Ecclesiastes. That's why. Hold on. I think it's give me 1 and 2. 1 and 1. Give me 1 and 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 1. Read that first. Because remember, Ecclesiastes just said, who knows what is good for man in this vain world? Who knows what a man is really supposed to be dedicated to in a world full of vanities? Should he be dedicated to his car? Should he be dedicated to his job? Should he be dedicated just to his family? Should he be dedicated to his friends? To his money? To his hobbies? To his pleasures? What should a man be dedicated towards, right?
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 1. The word of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem.
The words of the preacher. The preacher, this is Solomon. You understand? This is the words of Solomon. Yeah?
Verse 2. Vanity is vanity.
What?
Vanity is vanity.
Vanity of. Vanity of vanities.
Vanity of vanities.
Yeah.
Saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. What profit have a man of all his honor, of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun?
Should he be dedicated to his job? That's what he's saying. Should a man be dedicated to his job? What profit do you really have if you work 70 hours every week? Never have time for almost anything because you're doing 80 hours a week. So should he be, is that going to make him a great man? Go ahead.
Come. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh.
One generation passeth away, and another cometh. Go ahead.
But the earth abideth forever.
You're going to work that job for 40 years, and you're going to retire. Think that job is going to remember you for 200 years? No. Somebody's going to come and replace you. You understand? Somebody's going to come and stand in your spot and drive where you was driving at and lift the box you was lifting, push the paperwork you was pushing, make the calls you was making right after you retire. Matter of fact, you're going to train when you tell them I'm retiring, when you tell them in 3 months I'm retiring, they're going to hire your replacement and you're going to start training him so that when you retire, somebody can take your spot. You understand? So should a man be dedicated to his job? Good.
Come. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goes down.
The sun rises and the sun goes down. Good.
And haseth to his place where he arose.
The sun rises, the sun goes down. So he worshiped the sun, right? So he worshiped the planets and astrology and horoscopes. The sun is just something that goes up and comes down. What special place does the sun have in your life? The sun is not your father, it's not your son, it's not your God. It's a star that goes up and comes down. Yeah.
And has to his place where he arose. Mm-hmm. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north.
Basically, what it was saying about the sun is one day the sun is here, and then it does this. Then it comes back, and it comes back, and it comes back, and then it comes back. And there's nothing special about it. Is it amazing that the Lord made something so powerful? Yes. But that's it. The sun just rotates. One day it's the daytime, then it's nighttime. Then it's daytime, then it's nighttime. That's it. You understand? Go ahead.
The wind goes toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. Mm-hmm. And it whirleth about continually. Mm-hmm. And the wind returneth again according to his circuit.
So should a man dedicate himself to the wind, to studying the wind and the weather? Should he do that? No, the wind blows this way and it blows that way, and it blows this way and it blows that way. That's it. That's all. Go ahead.
All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full, unto the place whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
So you study the waters and the sea creatures? Did you study that? No. The waters is just waters. You understand? The waters is just water. Okay?
Verse 8. All things are full of labor.
Man is full of labor, man.
Man cannot utter it. Mm-hmm. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor ears filled with hearing.
Chasing these things, a man will never be satisfied. You understand? If you chase all of these things that the Bible just described, you'll never be satisfied. Chasing your job, chasing astrology, chasing the wind, chasing the water, chasing all of these things, you'll never be satisfied. Go ahead.
Verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. Mm-hmm. And there is no new thing under the sun.
Mm-hmm. There is no new thing under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that has been is what shall be. Meaning, these things are nothing for you to worship or dedicate yourself towards. You understand? You're not discovering the aliens in the space. You're not doing that. The same fish you see was here before you was born. That species has been here for a while. Can you be an astronomer? Can you be an astrologist? Can you be an archaeologist? Can you be somebody that studies the ocean? Sure. I think it's called oceanologist or oceanologist or whatever. Whatever the term is for somebody that studies the sea and the sea creatures, sure you can. You can dedicate yourself to marine life, but is that the ultimate thing for a man to dedicate himself towards? No. Okay?
So marine biologist.
A marine biologist. Are you going to be a marine biologist? No. I'm sorry. You can. You can be a marine biologist, but is that the ultimate thing for a man to dedicate his life towards, to be resolute about? Because that's what you gotta understand. This is the equivalent to what we be saying. I ain't gonna become a marine biologist this year. I'm gonna get my degree. I ain't gonna get a better job. I ain't going to become a manager. Also, should your life be about being a manager? No. Give me Ecclesiastes 12, chapter 12, verse 12.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books, there is no end. And such study is a weariness of the flesh.
There's a whole bunch of books you can pick up and they will claim that they're trying to teach you about the Lord. There's a whole bunch of people and things that's going to be that you can study, you can read about and learn about. And all of these things are going to claim that they have the knowledge. They're going to claim that this is where it all ends at. Right. Or this is where it all stems from. Good.
Verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
But let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. So let us understand the conclusion of the whole matter is what should a man be doing? Let us hear a conclusion of what should a man be doing in all his days. Go ahead.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Get a better job.
Fear God.
Get more money.
Fear God.
Get a better bra.
Fear God.
Get a better man.
Fear God.
Leave people in 2024.
Fear God.
Cut people off.
Fear God.
Your resolution means nothing. What you have said you are resolute about is nothing. And that person y'all kissed under that mistletoe yesterday means nothing. Because y'all not going to be with them by the end of the year.
Right.
It's disgusting. You're going to kiss somebody else under the mistletoe next year. Real.
Come. Fear God and keep his commandments.
And keep his what?
Keep his commandments.
Real.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the what?
Whole duty of man.
Your job, what you should be resolute about, is fearing God and keeping the commandments. Not your job, not your family, not your money, not your broad. If you're a woman, not what your man will have in your bed. It is fear God and keep the commandments. Have a marriage according to God. Right? Sex is marriage. That last person you slept with, you are married to. Congratulations. You understand? You can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. These things you should be resolute about. You should have a complete understanding about these things. You want to kiss people under the mistletoe. That ain't changing nothing about your life. You just became a whore. How many lips? What haven't your lips done? Your lips doing a lot of stuff, man. What haven't your lips been on? But you change that. 2025, I'm going to keep my lips to myself. I want that. No, this is too much for you. I understand. There's a way for you to be unwavering and do something admirable. Resolute is unwavering determination to do something admirable. What are you going to do that's admirable? You can follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You can fear God. Because that is the whole conclusion of this matter on earth. You want a good family? It starts by fearing God. You want sons that obey you, daughters that obey you, sons that are strong men, daughters that are not whores. It all starts with obeying God. Right? You want your people to be on top? It starts with obeying God. You want blacks and Hispanics to get from under the thumb of the white man? Obey God. Right? That's what I'm telling the day, Israel.